All right. Hello, everybody. It's me, Cullen, coming back today with another shave. Today I'm using some new goodies. Today, if you watch my unboxing, I'm using this from batch number 3170. That's a lot of batches. From Stirling Soap Company, CoconutLime. I wasn't sure if I was going to like this, but this is definitely a winner chicken dinner. Got the matching Splishity Splash to go with it, because that's just how I do it. Razor, I'm using my Sabre. I'm being fancy tonight. It's no longer the Sabre, it's a Sabre. And I'm using my TwinPines WoodTurning bowl. The bottom of it came out really cool. It would have been awesome if the rest of this pour had looked that cool. But the rest of it looks kind of gray and just kind of sad, you know, like it's been overcast today. So I said, hey, you know what? Let's have a gray bowl kind of day. And today's brush is one that I got in my unboxing today also. This is my Richman brush. That's in my pelagic shave colors. And it has Rich's 26mm Super Synth knot on it. This brush is just really pretty. You can see all the subtleties. Even in the green, it, you know, from back here, it just looks like it's plain green. But there's so much glitter and stuff going on in here. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It was really surprising on how pretty that handle was. You know, when he sent me pictures of it and asked me, you know, here it is, what do you think? I was like, wow, it's really pretty. But you know, even though he takes like high definition pictures, they do his brushes no justice. Just like with this one, it was superb. Then I was lucky enough to pick up one of Rich's signature. Let me see if the camera can get it there. One of his blood oaths. This one has a Gillette NASA in it, and it has his this is his S2 Innovator on it. So we will be using this one probably tomorrow. I can't wait to try this knot out, see how it feels. But his handles are big and chunky, and they are very, very comfortable in the hand. They're just really pleasant to hold. But this is just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful brush. The craftsmanship in it is just ridiculous. But let's get on with the shave, because this soap smells so good. And I'm really wanting to see how this knot feels. When I first saw the knot and felt it, and actually lathering with it, I honestly thought I wasn't going to like it. Because if y'all watch my channel, you know I hate synthetic brushes. So far, the only one I have found that is worth keeping in my den on a normal rotation is AP Shave Co's Sinbad knot, and I have that in a Wild West Brushworks brush. But this one, the tips feel great on it. It has a lot of backbone. But overall, it's not bad. Rich put it in with some silicone because he knows how I am about Badger. And he said, if you don't, or he knows how I am about synthetics. And he said, if you don't like it, he said, I'll put it with some silicone. That way, if you don't like it, it's easy to remove. And you could put in one of your, Badger knots. And so we shall see. I may pull that knot and put a Badger knot and just put this knot in a different handle of mine. Overall, it's their first use, so painting it feels really good. Scrubbing, I don't like how it feels. The fibers feel too synthetic, I guess, too fake. It has so much backbone, it's almost hard to splay. You have to push it pretty hard against your face. But it is first use. I don't know much about synthetics. I washed it when I got it. I didn't soak it in water beforehand. Because supposedly that's the thing with synthetics. You just wet it and go. So I don't know. I don't know if it's not even though it is a synthetic, I don't know if just because of the type of knot it is, maybe it has to be used more to get broken in to get a true feel for it. I don't know. But I am not giving up on it right away. Before I started my channel, if I got a brush on a tray that had a synthetic knot, the first thing I would do is Dremel it out. Let me put some more water in this soap. But with my channel, I'm trying to have a little more diversity in my den. When it was just me shaving to shave, I didn't really care. But I understand that some viewers out there may want to see me use a synthetic or a boar or a badger, or if they want to see me use a horse brush, too bad. I had one and it smelled like all the hairs came straight from the horses. Where area, it smelled like it had been soaked in horse urine. It was awful. And then once I finally got it all cleaned and not smelling like horse piss, it was just the world's floppiest brush. It was about impossible to bowl lather. It was about impossible to load from a tub. I guess it'd be a good brush if you used creams, but I don't know. I didn't have the patience for it. pulled it, killed it. Yeah, so that's not going to happen again. So my channel is Badger, Boar, and now a few makeup brushes. But this one painting, it doesn't feel bad as long as you're doing this, but as soon as, hear that? As soon as you get into the bristles and you're not going flat with them, I don't like the way the tips feel. It could just be because subconsciously I hate synthetics, so I try to find any reason to hate them. Maybe not, I don't know. Like I said, I've got soap all over this handle. You know, my buddy Wayne, that I always talk about on this channel, because he always makes fun of me for not using enough soap, or something. But me and him are friends, so it's okay. He gives me a hard time. But I always give him a hard time about makeup brushes, and because he loves synthetics. When I got that Sinbad and I said I actually enjoyed it, I thought his wife was gonna send me a message on his messenger and say, "What did you do? You just sent my husband to the hospital because he went in a shock." But yeah, that Sinbad knot, I liked it from the first go, and yeah, it's just great. This one I'm not too sure about as of now. It feels good painting, but I don't know. You know, and the Sinbad knot feels good enough that I actually ordered 5 of them. In case with you know, some of the stuff people send me, they want synthetic. And you know, I'm buying them from an AP Shave Co. If somebody wants that knot in a handle that they send me to pull their knot out of, or a new handle and whatever, I'm gonna charge them what I paid from AP Shave Co. You know, plus maybe $1 extra a knot, per knot, so that over those 5 knots it covers my shipping on all of them. You know, that I paid when I ordered all of them to have them shipped to me. So that way, you know, I'm breaking even. But yeah, Sinbad knot's a great knot. I really enjoy it. I actually got a brush in today that I need to message a guy. I forgot to earlier. It's one of our servicemen overseas. Him and I did a trade, Daniel Coker. Daniel, if you're watching this video, I got in the brush we traded. Hopefully you get the Grizzly Bay brush soon for the handle. But I traded him my Grizzly Bay Weirdo handle. He loved it. Traded him for this, I don't know how you pronounce this guy's shop, Cayenne, Saywin, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it. I thought it was a really neat handle. It was different. I believe this is a cashmere knot in here. Wayne talks about how good these cashmere knots are, so dude said he was fine with trading, and yeah, so we made a deal. So we'll see about that one at a later date. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got to get a new mister. I have 6 synthetic knots, or brushes with synthetic knots in them. I have 2 of those brushes I won't use again until I pull those knots, because the knots are just horrible in them. So one of them's an Opus brush, and so that Opus brush, when I pull it, I may actually put this knot in it, because this knot isn't, you know, it's not, you know, it's not, I don't know how to word it. It's not enough to my liking to say it's garbage and get rid of it. It feels really good on the face, painting like this. Now when you scrub, I don't like the way it feels. So far, the only knot I've ever felt that feels okay scrubbing is the Sinbad knot. It has smaller hair fibers. I believe the fibers are actually a different diameter down the shafts or something. I don't know what they did to it. But it's just, the tips are definitely way smaller than the hair. But these hairs are so tiny in diameter that it feels great. Even scrubbing, it's not bad feeling, you know. Whereas like this blue knot, it feels like you're scrubbing your face with, it might as well be a toilet brush. It's so synthetic and fake feeling. Which I understand, it's hence the name is synthetic brush, but I don't know. Even when I started wet shaving, I had got an inexpensive synthetic brush, and then I got an Omega Boar. And even as scritchy as a brand new Omega Boar is and stiff, to me it still felt better on the face than that than those synthetic fibers. But I guess that's why with this hobby, I can never understand when people would be like, you know, blah, 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 this brush, I don't like it, YMMV. I was like, what are you talking about, YMMV? You know, it seemed like everything was, your mileage may vary. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's a soap, or it's this and it's that. But after wet shaving for just a few months, you understand what they're talking about, because everybody's skin's different, everybody's preference is different. And honestly, seems like there's not too many constant variables in this hobby. You know, you could say the razor blades, if you always use nassets, well, that's a constant. Well, no, it's really not, because they're all from different batches. And unless they're so exact there that no razor blade comes out without tolerances any greater than, you know, the width of a gnat's hair or something, then there's always going to be variances and tolerances and differences that are out of our control. You know, and even with a razor, you know, like the Sabre, it might, look how bad the hard water, look how bad that soap's gonna build up on this thing instantly. Can't stand hard water. You can say, well, the razor never changes. Well, you're right, the blade gap is always 0.90 on this. But every time you're putting it to your face, your blade angle might be off by such a slight difference. Or even the blade that you put in a razor, from one brand to another, changes that shave feel so drastically sometimes that it's really hard. So I never understood your mileage may vary. It would always be like, what did these guys use it so loosely for everything? And it was kind of frustrating. And I didn't understand it. But after you've been in this for any type of length of time, isn't it crazy how boar knots sometimes will turn into prickly pears, or gelled, especially in hard water. When I was in soft water, I never had this issue. It's just so hard water. But where'd I go? My randomness took me off on a detour there. I don't know. My brain just, senior moment took into effect and distraction took over. But yeah, you know, with this hobby, everything is so personal, and you know, until you get used to this hobby and to the product, you know, because like even this soap, every time you use it, your lather is going to be just slightly different. And that's why I always start off with 2 capfuls of this, which is 5 milliliters of water. Each pump out of this is 1 milliliter. So I started off with 10 milliliters. And then I know by the size of my scoop, which I use this, if I use a scoop that as I'm scooping it kind of comes up and curls over like that, I'll end up using about 20 mLs of, this is actually soft water that I have in here, distilled water. Otherwise with hard water, I have to use way more soap and it's a nightmare. But even with that, you know, I still have plenty of soap left. I might go to break and, you know, kind of looking like a hippie here. About to grow out a ponytail, I think. Feels like it to me at least. But anyways, I'll blab all night long but let me get cleaned up, shut my app, get cleaned up, and I'll be back. All right, we are back. Let's go over what we used today. Today we used my new TwinPines WoodTurning bowl. This thing, it looks really cool on the inside. That pour, especially on the bottom, it just looks really cool. It would have looked awesome if this is what was showing all the way around. But it's got a lot of glitter as usual. Beautiful bowl. I really like the gray, the black and white and gray. It's just so different. Then for razor, I used my Blackland Sabre with the level 2 plate that I polished. This is just such a great shaver. Where's my... And then for a brush today, I used my brand new to my den, my Richman brush that's in my colors here. There's some water on there still. This thing is just gorgeous. There's the brush, this knot. I've only used it once. It feels good painting, scrubbing. I don't like the way it feels. It feels good painting, that's for sure. So I may end up pulling this knot and putting it in a different handle, and then putting Badger in this, just so that way I'll reach for this brush more often. And then let me show you this one that I picked up from Rich also, his Blood Oath. This thing is just absolutely beautiful. And this has his, I forgot what he calls these ones. Anything that has that polished coin is called something else. So this has a nasset in it. Let me show you there. See how it has that nasset? It's just beautiful, beautiful handle. I love the purple. I'd been looking for him to do one like this with the blue topping like this. He did one before. He called it Superman or something like this, but this one with the purple. I don't have anything that's purple in here. And this one was just killer. But the CoconutLime from Stirling, straightforward, just an absolute, I honestly thought this was gonna be something I was gonna buy and then put it on the BST. But as Gomer Powell would say, surprise, surprise, surprise. This is, that's just a beautiful scent. It's very creamy coconut. It's not that, I don't know, it's just a great coconut with that lime, beautiful scent. And I'm not one to like coconut most of the time. Let's try this here Splishity Splash. Well, I'll tell you what, I cut myself doing some leather the other day, and wow, that smells good. Every time I put on Splash, I always get it right inside that daggone, that cut right there. Boy, oh boy, you know how nice that feels. But tomorrow, soap, I don't know. I'm waiting on my buddy Logan to tell me what day he's using watercolor Coastline. He waited till I got my splash to use it because he didn't want me. He was just worried that I might get upset because I got my soap first, and then he subscribed and ordered the soap and splash, or ordered the splash and got his stuff first. And he's like, look, dude, I'll just wait so you get yours first, or till you get yours. Didn't have to, but that's just Logan. He's just considerate that way. Always worrying about somebody else. Great guy, great guy. Many of y'all have probably done trades with him. I know Ben Enos has done business with him, and Kenneth Young. Logan's just a great guy. Bought his first house with his new bride-to-be. But so tomorrow, if I'm not doing watercolor Coastline, I'll probably do either vanilla sandalwood or Haverford. I'm not sure. Haverford, I guess I'm going to have to use another synthetic brush or a boar brush that I'm not too worried about it getting all stained up, because Haverford said it will stain your Badger brushes and ruin them because of the high vanilla content. But it smells fantastic. So anyways, I will ramble and ramble and forever. Hopefully one day I'll be able to do a live so y'all could tell me, hey, shut up. And but anyways, oh, and see, found another reason to talk. Got in these nice samples here from Stirling, Deep Blue Sea agar, which smells good. And then of course, you know, Executive Man, that's always going to smell good. Deep Blue Sea, I don't know. They've all been on top of each other, so I don't know what smells like what really. But you know, you can't go wrong with Stirling soap. That's my opinion. If you don't like it, tough crap, because it's the truth. And it's the only opinion that matters. Just joking. It's not. But you ask anybody, Stirling soap, excellent bang for your buck, excellent quality soap, excellent customer service, excellent product, excellent price, excellent everything. Where can you go wrong? And Rod and his wife are great people, and I got some coffee from them also, and that's what I will be having tomorrow. And I will report back tomorrow on how delicious that was. But thank you for tuning in for another Pelagic Shave. I'm your host, Cullen, or as I like to say, I am your host, I am CJC, not to be confused with CDB, because I am sure I am much blinder, balder, older, and fatter. But thank you for tuning in. Please take care, be safe, and God bless.